Cychwyn rwan. I'm going to start now. Dan diolch I chi gyd am ddod heddiw. Thank you all for turning up today. The important thing today has been the activities that have gone on here. Y peth pwysig heddiw i'r gweithgareddau sydd wedi mynd ymlaen yma heddiw. Mae yna redeg wedi bod, mae yna beicio wedi bod, a'r heina yw'r pethau pwysig. I ni'n mynd I gael siaradwyr nawr sydd wedi bod yn gefnogol iawn I Caru, Coed y Brenin. A dyna, fyddwn ni ddim yn hir iawn efo'r siaradwyr. Wy'n addo, mae'r prif ddigwyddiad heddiw yw'r gweithgareddau sy'n mynd ymlaen yma. So dyma fi yn cyflwyno y siaradwyr heddiw yma. I'm Delyth Lloyd Griffiths. I'm the local councillor in this area and a member of Caru, Coed y Brenin. Dwi'n aelod o Caru, Coed y Brenin ers y cychwyn achos bod fi'n cynghorydd sir yn yr ardal yma. A da ni wedi bod yn drist ofnadwy bod yr lle yma'n mynd I gau ym mis Ebrill. Fydd y tracs yn cael ei agor ar hyn o bryd, ond mi fydd y tracs mwy neu lai yn cael ei cynnig I unrhyw bidiwr uchel yn y dyfodol. Coed y Brenin will be closing now in terms of the visitor centre and the cafe in April, if not before April, and the tracks and everything will be out to tender later on. That's what NRW told us. We've had many meetings with them, but that's the situation now. So, I gychwyn y diwrnod, dwi'n mynd I gyflwyno chi Rhys Llywelyn. I'm going to introduce you to Rhys Llywelyn, who is the chair of Caru, Coed y Brenin. Caru, Coed y Brenin is a legal community group set up in February this year to save Coed y Brenin. Yn bwriad ni yw safio Coed y Brenin fel adnodd lleol fan hyn ac yn bwysig i'r diwydiant twristiaeth a pob diwydiant arall yn yr ardal yma. So felly mae Rhys yn gadeirydd arbennig o dda ar y grŵp sy'n llawn o bobl efo'r holl fath o sgiliau. Ond Rhys yw'r arweinydd, o'n i'n deitha fe bore yma. I was telling Rhys this morning, we're like a ship with a fabulous captain, and that's what you need to run a very effective group when we're up against NRW and all their resources. Rhys, I ti. Lle wyt ti? Mae Rhys Llywelyn I chi.
Helo, diolch yn fawr, diolch yn fawr. Y reswm ni wedi sefydlu Coed y Brenin, Caru Coed y Brenin, yw achos bod ni yn Caru Coed y Brenin. We've set up Caru Coed y Brenin because we do love Coed y Brenin. And first of all, I'd like you to make some noise, wave your placards, show people how much we do love Coed y Brenin. Gwych, fantastic, diolch yn fawr. Dyma'r rheswm yw, dyn ni eisiau diogelu canolfan Coed y Brenin, dyn ni eisiau diogelu llwybrau Coed y Brenin, dyn ni eisiau diogelu'r swyddi pwysig iawn, y staff sydd yn y caffi fan hyn, y staff sydd hefyd yn gwneud y gwaith cynnal a chadw ar y llwybrau, a'r holl fusnesau eraill, fel y shop bakes, y bobl sy'n tywys beicwyr mynydd yma, y bobl sy'n cynnig llety yn lleol. All of these people who work locally, work in the centre, work in the bike shop, and who offer accommodation to mountain bikers in this area. We're all here to show our support for you. And I think it's a clear sign that there's something has been lost in translation between Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru and Natural Resources Wales, because resources doesn't mean cyfoeth, okay? Cyfoeth means wealth. Resources is an adnodd, okay? Resources are something to be abused, used and extracted, whereas cyfoeth is wealth, something that should be protected and invested in. And we've seen just in this valley, just 2 miles up the river from here, we've seen a gold mine, literally a gold mine. And I don't think that you'll be able to find a gram of that gold in Meirionydd this day. And the same is true about the river. There is a poisoned river running down here with poison from the old mine workings. And who is responsible for all of this? Natural Resources Wales. We also see hundreds of tons of timber rotting in ditches all around Coed y Brenin. Again, Natural Resources Wales' responsibility. And we see a resource here, we see the visitor centre here and the staff here again being wasted by Natural Resources Wales. And it'll be too late very soon for us to put a stop to it. So it's fantastic to see so many of you out here today showing how much Coed y Brenin means to you. So once more, please, can we have those placards up and the voices shouting how much we love Coed y Brenin? Diolch yn fawr.
Dyma fi'n cyflwyno Liz Saville-Roberts i chi'n aelod seneddol rili gweithgar, rili cefnogol ni. Tydi Liz ddim yn gyfrifol yn uniongyrchol am materion i wneud â Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru. Liz Saville-Roberts, a really workaholic MP, is here to support us, not because she has direct responsibility for Natural Resources Wales, but because she has a feeling and she wants to support us in the community here and in the economy here, which are things that come under Westminster Government. Mae cyfrifoldebau chi o ran yr economi a'r diwydiant a'r diwylliannau sy'n gweithio yn yr ardal yma. So fi'n cyflwyno i chi y gefnogol iawn Liz Saville-Roberts, pawb yn nabod i, galapydd i hi.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Delyth, a diolch Rhys. Mae'r gwahaniaeth rhwng adnodd a chyfoeth yn amlwg. I think what Rhys said about the difference in value, just the terms, the value, a resource versus wealth, those are important words, they're emotional words. Nawr, yr hyn o'n i eisiau cyffwrdd arno fo, ydy ni fod ni'n edrych yn ôl ar hanes y tirwedd a'r llecyn yma, edrych yn ôl ar ei hanes hi, gwneud beth ddylen ni'n neud efo hanes o dysgu gwersi ohono fo ac edrych ymlaen tir dyfodol. So, though we stand in somewhere that looks as though it's been an eternal landscape like this, it hasn't been. There's a really interesting history to this area, and there are a lot of parallels we can draw from the history of this area to what is happening to us now as well. Now, first of all, what I'd like to touch upon is actually the long, long tradition of large landowners of getting a fast buck out of this community and out of this landscape. So chi'n mynd yn ôl, 1588, oedd Hugh Nanau, y tirfeddian o'r mawr yn yr ardal yma, gafodd o'i daflu yn y diwedd yn y carchar yn Fleet yn Llundain am dorri 30,000 o goed derw oedd yn perthyn i'r stad y Goron. Dyna oedd ei agwedd o, y tirfeddian o'r mawr, bron i 500 mlynedd yn ôl, i'r tir fan hyn. Edrych ymlaen ychydig bach, yn edrych ar beth di hanes hefyd yr enw, Coed y Brenin. Coed y Brenin. Mae'n swnio fel rhywbeth hanesyddol, mae'n swnio bron fel rhywbeth allan o Game of Thrones. Of those landowners now, the name that we have here, Coed y Brenin, the forest or the woodland of the king, it sounds like something really ancient. It isn't. It isn't. It celebrates the Jubilee, the Silver Jubilee of George V back in the 30s. And at that time, of course, this area here, since 1919 onwards, when the Forestry Commission was set up, was at the mercy of inheritance tax and again the interests of those large landowners gradually drawing out of areas like this, very happy, rather than to pay 40% on their inheritance tax, to sell off those tenant farms, the 33 farms that were originally here. Y ffermydd oedd fan hyn, oedd yn cadw cymuned, rai ohonoch chi sy'n gwybod eich byddoniaeth Cymraeg yn gwybod am ryd cymerau gan Gwenallt, yn gwybod oedd yn cadw plant a hwyn, gwerthu y reini i ffwr i'r Comisiwn Coedwigaeth i ni gael y coed yma. A hynny wrth gwrs o dan Lloyd George, fel mae yn digwydd. A rwan hyn, mae gennym ni Comisiwn Coedwigaeth wedi troi yn Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru. So that the old hold of the landowners went when they weren't going to pay their inheritance tax and were very keen of getting rid of their tenant farms, whatever it meant to the families that worked on them. When that became Natural Resources Wales from the Forestry Commission, what do we have now but this land that belongs to the people of Wales, now under the control of Natural Resources Wales, once again keeping up that sad, tragic tradition of telling these communities what we should do with the resources that matter so much to us in terms of our communities and in terms of our economy. I really want to see the communities here making this into a business resource, a leisure resource, an economic resource that suits this area, because here we need to make our own luck. we know that Welsh Government and Natural Resources Wales will not serve us well. Let's make our own luck. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Liz. Thank you very much, Liz, for that inspirational speech, really, am fo mor gefnogol i ni. A fel oedd Liz yn deud, mi ddudon ni o cyfoeth uwch swyddogion Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru rhyw fis yn ôl, Mabon, fi a Rhys o gynnon ni gyfarfod, a ddudon ni nhw, you're behaving like 18th century landowners. A ddudon nhw Rhys, ddim wrth gweddill o'n ni, wedyn wrth Rhys, I object to that, Rhys. Ond really, mae'n swnio'n iawn, tydi? Maen nhw'n bihafio fel oedd ystadau mawr yn gormesu'r pobl lleol 2 neu 2 canrif yn ôl. A dyna fel maen nhw'n bihafio, fel na i ni'n gweld nhw erbyn hyn. A ni wedi deithio nhw'n blaen am hynny. Pan ddechreuon ni'r grŵp Caru, Coed y Brenin yn mis Chwefror yn dilyn cyfarfod mawr iawn cyhoeddus, wy'n credu oedd rhyw 250 o bobl wedi troi fyny neuadd fach sydd gynnon ni yn Ganllwyd yma. Mi oedd gynnon ni ddim arian, oedd gynnon ni lot o frwdfrydedd i achub Coed y Brenin yma. We had much enthusiasm following our huge public meeting in Ganllwyd in February, but we had no money, we didn't have tuppence to put together. And the only people who came to save us then was Cymunedoli. Cymunedoli are a community organisation supporting community organisations, and they've been very successful in supporting and making sure that grants come to local pubs to set up in community ownership. And we're so grateful to them. Ni'n ddiolchgar iawn i Cymunedoli. Nhw sydd rhoi'r arian i ni i gallu wneud cynllun busnes. Chydig bach yn o fe sydd gynnon ni ar pamffledi heddiw i gael i chi. We have a business plan now that's very draft, and we have it ready for people who are interested today. Ond ni'n diolch ofnadwy Cymunedoli. We thank Hayden in particular, Hayden Wyn Jones, yma heddiw i ddeud gair am Cymunedoli. A ni'n byth yn ddiolchgar am rhoi'r arian cyntaf na i ni. Ni wedi cael crowdfunding ers hynny, a mae'r pres yn llifo fewn ar crowdfunding. Mae'r QR code i gael yn y tent. The QR code for the crowdfunding is available in the tent here. I must plug the money. Ond diolch yn fawr iawn i Hayden sy'n mynd i siarad nesaf.
Morning, Gwynfor. Pnawn da pawb, gai jyst ail ategu be mae Liz di ddeud yn barod, be mae Rhys di ddeud. Yr cariad, mae rwy'n yn teimlo, mae cariad yn gry iawn. Hwna di'r arf mwyaf pwerus gennyn ni fel cymunedau, fel Cymru. Mae'n bwysig bod ni'n cadw'r cariad mae i fynd o un gymuned i llall. Achos da chi bod be, mae beth sy'n digwydd yn fama yn cael ei adlewyrchu'n sawl gymuned arall yng Ngwynedd. Mae rhywbeth yn styrio, a mae'n cymryd lot o ddewrder, mae'n cymryd lot o gweledigaeth, a mae yna weledigaeth yn Caru, Coed y Brenin. A mae'n bwysig felly i beidio gadael neb deithio ni bod ni rhy fach, neu rhy dlawd, neu waith byth yn rhy thic i rhedag busnes fatha Caru, Coed y Brenin, fatha Coed y Brenin. It's so important that we in Gwynedd project this confidence that we have in our communities, within our communities. The people in Caru, Coed y Brenin have done it. Without Caru, Coed y Brenin, previously, Caru, Coed y Brenin and Coed y Brenin wouldn't exist. And we have to really project that to the powers that be. We have to really formalise, and we've got to get together, and we've got to really organise behind this cause. Cymunedoli is about strength and unity. Cymunedoli, it's a brand new word, so that's one thing that you have to learn. Cymunedoli, or communitisation, is about communities coming together. It's a collection of communities. Da ni fel Cymunedoli yn gryf iawn yn credu mae cryfder efo'n gilydd, da ni gallu gweredu beth bynnag da mae'r cymunedau di angen. A felly mae hwn yn esiampl gwych. Os da chi eisiau gwybod beth di Cymunedoli, Caru, Coed y Brenin ydy'r esiampl gorau erioed. So dwi really bwysig gwan bod ni'n mynd â hwn ymlaen. Mae'n bwysig i Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru deall yn glir y pobl sydd tu nôl i Caru, Coed y Brenin. Mae genna nhw'r brofiad, mae genna nhw'r weledigaeth i wneud Coed y Brenin yn gynaladwy, nid yn unig i'n cenhedlaeth ni, ond y cenhedlaeth sy'n dŵad yn dilyn. So make sure Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru, Natural Resources Wales understand the company that's been formed here locally have got the expertise, have got the vision, and understand that it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of love, but we can make this place sustainable, not for our generation, for the generations to come. Okay? Daldwch chi fynd.
Diolch yn ofnadwy ti, Hayden. Ysdi gredu no ni o'r cychwyn. Cymunedoli believed in Caru, Coed y Brenin from the first off. And that's what we have. We have many people with so many skills in Caru, Coed y Brenin. Biking skills, running biking businesses, and even Sian and David, who have run Coed y Brenin previously, are really active in Caru, Coed y Brenin. And that's what we've got, a complete package. Mae gynnon ni'r pecyn cyfan o sgiliau yn barod I gymryd drosodd fori. Mi fydden ni'n barod I cymryd drosodd Coed y Brenin fori sy'n ni'n cael y cyfle. Gynnon ni sgiliau gymryd a drosodd fori ban I wynebu'r geia. Mi fysen ni'n cymryd sy'n ni'n cael hanner cyfle gan Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru. Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi. Mabon ap Gwynfor sy'n siarad nesa. Mabon ap Gwynfor, our local Senedd member, who has been behind us every step of the way from the first day, even before the first day, when we knew there was a problem here in Caru, Coed y Brenin. Mabon was with us. He's been with us to so many meetings when we've actually come out from meeting Natural Resources Wales, really tearing our hair out. And Mabon had something positive to say always. Mabon yn aelod Senedd ni, mae wedi bod efo ni pob cam o'r ffordd. Mae wedi bod mewn cyfarfodydd efo ni, efo Cyfoeth Naturiol Cymru, pan ni'n clywed y fath beth sy'n ddeud, ehangu ar y gwir galw ni fe, chi'n gwybod be mae hynna'n meddwl, mae'n siŵr de. Extending on the truth, maybe you know what that really means, don't you? But Mabon, yn ogystal â hynny, wythnos yma, mae Mabon wedi codi Caru, Coed y Brenin, a beth sy'n digwydd fan hyn yn Coed y Brenin ar llawr y Senedd. This week, Mabon has raised the matter on the floor of the Senedd in Cardiff. So everybody in Wales can see it on Senedd TV, what he's done for us this week. He's raised it from Ganllwyd, from the local meeting in Ganllwyd, o'r cyfarfod cyhoeddus yn Ganllwyd yn Chwefror. Mae Mabon wedi mynd â fe trwy'r rhengoedd I gyd, trwy'r sefydliad I gyd, fel bod ni'n cael trafodaeth ar llawr y Senedd wythnos yma ynglyn â Caru, Coed y Brenin, ynglyn â dyfodol Coed y Brenin. Wythnos nesaf ar y 9fed mae trafodaeth bellach oherwydd yr ddeiseb wnaethoch chi greu. You created the huge petition, and because of that number of people who supported the petition, there's going to be a discussion in the Senedd on the 9th, which is this week, and that's again because Mabon put that to us and told us what to do. So diolch I Mabon yn ofnadwy. Mae Mabon yn cael y cyfle I siarad hyra rwan, pyn nad yw'n cyflid enw beidio. Diolch I chi, Mabon at Gwynfor yn aelod Senedd ni.
Diolch Delyth, diolch yn fawr iawn, a diolch I bob un o'r siaradwyr ac unwaith eto mae o'n hyfryd gweld cynifer o bobl yma'n dangos y gefnogaeth a'r cariad tuag at yr adnodd gwych sydd gynnon ni fan hyn. It's so wonderful to see the support for Coed y Brenin and the love towards Coed y Brenin. Dylen ni ddim fod yma na ddylen. Dylen hyn ddim fod yn digwydd, dylen ni ddim fod yn cael y sgwrs yma, dylen ni ddim fod yn gorfod rhoi'r holl adnoddau yma mewn I ymladd yn erbyn yn llywodraeth yn hun a'r corff yma sydd I fod I gynrychioli'n adnoddau naturiol ni. Dylen fe ddim fod yn digwydd, ond eto mi ydyn ni yma, a mae'n ddach gweld chi. We shouldn't really be here. This shouldn't be happening. There are so many questions that we need to ask and we demand answers. First of all, from Natural Resources Wales. Why have we reached this point? Why did Natural Resources Wales allow this to happen? Why haven't they invested properly in the resources that we have in our community resources here? Why have they left this place to run rack and ruin without investing in the trails, without making sure that the cafe is working properly, without investing in our people and our communities? Natural Resources Wales need to answer those questions. Why have they been allowed to be bloated to such a degree without investing in our communities? Then we have the issue of the Welsh Government. Yna mae'r Llywodraeth Cymru sydd yn dweud bod nhw eisiau buddsoddi yn yr amgylchedd Llywodraeth Cymru sy'n deud mai blaenoriaeth nhw ydy'r amgylchedd naturiol ac ydy'n adnoddau naturiol ni. Dyna ydy straplau nhw, dyna maen nhw'n dweud, ond eto Llywodraeth Cymru o dan Lywodraeth Llafur sydd yn gorfodi'r toriadau yma ar Gyfoeth Naturiol Cymru sydd wedi arwain at y pwynt yma. Pam? Pam fod Llywodraeth sydd yn honni i bod nhw o blaid yn adnoddau naturiol ni yn galluogi hyn ac yn gorfodi hyn i ddigwydd? Dylia fo ddim i ddigwydd. So we've got questions from the Welsh Government. The Labour Government in Cardiff, they say that their priority is the environment. They want to see investment in the environment and in our natural resources. But it's the Welsh Government that are cutting the funds for Natural Resources Wales. It's the Welsh Government that's forcing this. Why have they allowed this to happen? This is on their watch. The Welsh Government should own this. This is happening because of them. Now, we know that the Welsh Government don't really appreciate rural Wales. We know that they don't see anything above Merthyr or Brecon, really. It's a nice place for them to come for holidays, they think. It's a nice place to generate energy so that we can siphon it off and send it over to other places. But they don't invest in our communities. But we know that Coed y Brenin was the first of its kind. Coed y Brenin spawned a whole sector of mountain biking in the UK. We know that the Scottish Government, they've carried out research into downhill mountain biking, and they know in Scotland that it's valued at about £150 million to the Scottish economy. The Welsh Government haven't carried out that research in Wales. But we can be damn sure that mountain biking and trail running and everything that's carried out here and across Wales contributes at least tens of millions of pounds to the Welsh economy. How do we know that? We know research carried out into Coed y Brenin, into Nantararian and Ynys Las. We know that research shows that the three centres contribute some £60 million plus to the Mid Wales economy. Now, Natural Resources Wales are wanting to cut £1.2 million from their budget. The impact of that £1.2 million cut could be a net loss of £60 million to our economy. We can't afford that. Dyna pam dwi wsos yma wedi galw ar Lywodraeth Cymru, a dwi'n mynd i yn y ddadl wsos yma sy'n dod hefyd, yn galw ar Lywodraeth Cymru i sicrhau bod nhw'n rhoi'r 1.2 miliwn yna i Gyfoeth Naturiol Cymru i gadw'r canolfannau yma ar agor mwyn rhoi'r amser dyledus i gwmnïau cymuned lleol i roi cynllun busnes hyfyw ynghyd mwyn bod y cwmnïau lleol yma, Caru Coed y Brenin fan hyn, yng Nghoed y Brenin, a'r lleill sydd yn y llefydd eraill, bod nhw'n cael y cyfle i redeg y ganolfan bydd y gymuned. Peth bach ydy hynny'r Llywodraeth. I've called on the Welsh Government last week, and I will be calling for them again to fund that £1.2 million shortfall in the Natural Resources Wales budget to tie these places over for this year so that Caru Coed y Brenin and other community enterprises have the time needed in order to put that business plan together so that we can see Caru Coed y Brenin run this place, the whole of it, the trails and the visitor centre, for the community, in the interests of the community and the interests of you that know the value of this place. So if you support it, please contact the Welsh Government. Contact Hywel Davies, the Cabinet Secretary who's in charge of this, and make sure that he hears your voice, that you also demand that the Welsh Government fund that £1.2 million so we can make sure we've got the time, that there's no cliff edge in April or May, that the time is there to allow this place to thrive and to allow Caru Coed y Brenin to take it over and make it successful for the foreseeable future. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd. Thank you all very much.
Diolch o galon Mabon am dy holl gefnogaeth. Thank you Mabon for all your support.